What's up, guys? Welcome back to 25 Feet High Outdoors. We got a pretty exciting video for you guys today. So here in Florida, we have a pretty unique season, I guess, on a couple chunks of public land and on private as well, which I'll be hunting public. There is a muzzleloader season that extends until March 1st. That is just crazy for me to think about, shooting a deer in March legally. So, yeah, like I said, it's a muzzleloader and archery season. I've been struggling with the bow. I've been struggling to get deer close, so I'm just gonna take the muzzleloader. My dad's, this is, I'll show you guys real quick. This is my dad's Winchester muzzleloader. It's pretty sweet. He's killed a couple deer with it. I've never even shot a muzzleloader, which is what I'm about to do. It hasn't been shot in a few years, so I'm gonna see if the scope's still on. It's a loophole, so it should be. But yeah, this chunk of public that I'll be hunting is, I live right next to it. I've known about it all my life. I've driven around the roads. I've gone to creeks down there. I've never hunted it. I've never really even stepped off a road, hardly, in this chunk of public, but that's what we're planning on doing. We've only got one weekend to get it done. So my plan is, I've got my map, looks like a Christmas tree with all the marks I've got on it. I've just been looking at the map, trying to figure out what some key areas. I'm gonna narrow it down today, later tonight. But I got to get all my hunting stuff ready. I got to make sure this gun's still on. It's just, this chunk of public, it's got a lot of pressure. It's huge. There's a ton of there's dog hunting on it. It's wide open. Just not, I don't know, it's not really my speed. It's not something I know too much about, but hopefully we'll change that this weekend. We're gonna go ahead, fire this thing off here in just a second, and see what happens. Alright, 100 yards, she's pretty close, pretty much dead on. I don't plan on taking any shots farther than that, so I don't really feel the need to tune it up or anything, get it real dialed in. I just leave it as is. It should be good out to 100 yards. It shot pretty good. I feel pretty good about it, so we'll see you guys. I gotta get to cleaning this gun up, and we'll see you guys in the morning. Alright guys, we're eastbounding down, headed to the public land I was telling y'all about earlier. This place, I'm still not exactly sure where I'm gonna go. I left a little later than I originally wanted to, but that's alright, I had some stuff to do. This place, I mentioned, it's got a lot of pressure on it, and what I mean by that is like 3/4 of it is dog hunted for like 3 months out of the year, and there's just tons of people who come out here and hunt. Which, I mean, it's cool that there's a place like that, but it makes late season hunting pretty rough, which is why I've never really done it out there. But I'm looking forward to it. I have no idea what to expect. These deer might still be rutting, but there might be some post-rut stuff. I've never hunted anything after the rut. Never hunted anywhere. Around here, our rut is, you know, early February, late January. So there's not really any post-rut opportunities around here except for this, maybe. But I don't know, I've seen deer chasing turkey season. I've watched a young buck chase a turkey season. The young bucks are still probably making sign and rutting and chasing does, which I'm okay with the young buck, but I don't know what to expect, but it'll be a mix of pre-rut, post-rut, I'm assuming, and hopefully it'll be a good day. Y'all stay tuned. I'm calling a little bit of an audible on my original plan. I had a bunch of spots marked on the map that I was planning on checking out and trying to do still hunting / scouting in that look like similar areas where I would see deer in the place where I usually hunt. But I was just driving to one of those spots and realized, hey, there's a lot of old burn right here. Or not, it's fairly fresh burn with tons of green stuff in it. And then there's a big old log landing out in front of me. And I looked on the map, and there's a crop field not far. And then there's about a 200-yard stretch maybe between the crop field and a super thick section of private. This sets up really nice for a place where these deer will come out of private, feed on this new growth from the burn, and then get there, maybe come on into that crop field. But basically, I'm just gonna still hunt into this area while scouting it, and then I'm gonna go check out some others. Alright folks, so I know the sun's kind of blocking me out, but I just got set up. I decided just to sit here pretty much right at the end of that access path, about 100 yards from where it kind of peters out. It's an interesting spot. I don't know how I feel about it. Honestly, kind of iffy about this spot, but this is where I've seen the most sign. I walked in about halfway between here and that one area I was talking about going to, and I figured I'd see more sign as I got closer. I knew it would be kind of sporadic because there's no trails that's very monotonous through there. Right here there's like multiple different habitat types coming together, and it just seems like a good spot. And there's lots of rut sign right here, old rut sign. The wind is not great for me. It's kind of getting me in the back, but it's pretty heavy wind, and typically I get winded a lot less on heavy wind, even if it's a bad wind. So I'm hoping that's going to be fine. But I actually have a house like 400 yards away. I don't know, it's probably farther than that. It's a long ways out there. There's a house over there. I got this big wide open patch to my left, and kind of out in front of me to my right is this burn that's got a lot of green grass in it. So there's lots of good food sources. There's a couple of acorns. I've seen a handful of acorns. I can't really tell. Some of them look like they're roasted acorns, which maybe deer like, I don't know. Some of them look like they're actually pretty fresh, so might be a good thing. There's a thicket, like a strip, that's long of just this thick young pines and tons of underbrush. And I don't know, I feel like a lot of the deer, or a lot of the sign that I'm seeing, is coming from either kind of out in front of me to my left or straight to my right. Which straight to my right is that thick chunk of private that I walked to earlier. I hope I'm not wasting an evening sitting right here, but I really don't know what to do. This area's got some good sign, but what I'm hoping is either something will pop out in this big opening to my left that's got tons of like sagebrush, sage-grass, I don't know what it's really called. It's got tons of grass, tons of yopons, tons of gallberries, and here, with it first starting to green up, they're still probably eating a lot of that. That stuff's probably getting more palatable. There's all this fresh grass kind of to my right. I don't know. We're gonna sit here and see what happens. Alright guys, well, today is the last chance for me to get a deer on the ground at all this year, or this season at least. It is March 1st, which is insane to think about, that you can still hunt deer on March 1st on public land legally. So I got the muzzleloader, I'm ready to go. My plan for today is I'm gonna go get a little something to eat. It's almost 12:30 right now, and I'm not really concerned with getting up the tree fairly early like I usually would be, because with all the pressure that this chunk of public has, most of the movement, like 99% of the movement, is gonna be, you know, the last 45 minutes or so. But I did see 2 does yesterday. That was all I saw in that big fox squirrel, which is super cool. And then on my way out, I saw a pretty decent little 6-point on the side of the road, which is a legal buck out here. So I looked on a map after I saw that buck, and I figured out, I'm like, this is where this buck probably came from. And honestly, that's one of my best options. So I'm gonna go into one spot, because my goal for this little weekend hunt deal is mainly just to try to figure out at least something, so I can have a little bit of an idea about what to do if I decide to do this next year, or have an idea of where to start next bow season even. So it's really just more of a scouting deal and just testing myself and hoping to get something on the ground. But either way, I'm gonna go into one spot, scout it out, and unless I see something that's like, hey, I need to go here, I've got a very good idea where that little buck I saw on the side of the road, I've got a pretty good idea of where he came from. So unless I see something like just absolutely bang up at this one spot that I wanted to check out, I'm gonna go in and hopefully kill that little buck. And he might have been chasing a doe. He was with what appeared to be a doe, might have been another little buck, but he might have been chasing a doe. So who knows what we'll see today. It should be an adventure. Y'all stay tuned. Alright guys, well, I just got set up. Ended up the spot that I mentioned earlier that I told you I saw that buck on the side of the road. It ended up coming in here pretty deep. I don't know how far I am, but I would say I'm at least 200 yards from the road, and I really don't think anybody's in here. I found lots of rut sign, like older rut sign, on the little access path that's like closed. You can't see it from the road, but it's there. Yeah, it's just kind of a hint of a road, pretty much. When I got out here, I walked in a pretty good ways, and this seemed like the closest spot that road was to this big creek bottom to my left. So I dropped down and got about halfway between the access road and this creek. I'm kind of on a flat, probably 30 yards to my left is where it starts really dropping off into that bottom, and it doesn't get thick till you get down in there. But right on this hill above the creek bottom, I started finding tons of little scrapes. I found a couple rubs, all in like a 20-yard circle. Really looks like, I'm not good at reading this type of sign, but it honestly looks like there's sparring sign. Like, looks like a couple of bucks went at it here, like very recently, in a few different spots, like on my way in. So I got here, I'm at a spot, this stuff is fairly thick, like it's open, like I can see 100 yards all the way around me, but my shot opportunities are pretty limited. I'm gonna have to really take my time and make sure that I've got a clear shot if I decide to make a shot. But I got a good feeling. But it just seems like this is a spot that these deer would come out of this creek bottom and maybe do stage up for rut and look for does, cruise for does, all that type of stuff. The wind is kind of coming out of this creek bottom, which could be good because it seems like these bucks are still in the rut. And this is the only fresh sign that I've seen, like fresh rut sign. Like there's 4 scrapes right in front of me that were hit like last night. But the wind's coming out of this creek bottom, which means these deer might, and I know these deer bed in the creek bottoms, So there might be a buck cruising, sniffing for a hot doe if there's any left over. I don't know, I got a good feeling about tonight. Just gotta get the muzzleloader up off the ground. And I got set up pretty late because I didn't think it was really important to get set up early. It's already 4 o'clock, so this is the last chance to get my first deer with a muzzleloader, first Florida public land deer. I've got a good feeling. Y'all, stay tuned. I know you guys can't see me too well, but it's pretty much dark. I can hear deer in 3 different directions, like right on top of me, but it's still legal shooting light, but I can't see anything, so. Oh well. If one walked right under me right now, I could probably shoot, but that's about it. Well guys, right at dark, like there was still a couple minutes of shooting light left, but it's so thick in there, it was just too dark to see. I had deer all over me. I literally, like, they were running all around me. It sounded like a buck chasing a couple does. They were just running wild all around me. It was too dark to see. But that's it for my 2019-2020 deer season. It's about to be turkey season. The bass are about to start spawning, all the good stuff, you know. So probably if I had to guess, the quality of videos and the quantity of videos are gonna. There's some deer on the side of the road right there. The quality and the quantity of videos are about to go up a little bit. As some of you guys know, me and CADE, we both shoot archery tournaments, the ASAs. So we'll be doing some traveling this summer. We're lucky and we're blessed to be able to travel around a little bit every summer and shoot our bows and have a good time. We got buddies all over the country pretty much that hopefully can help us out with some videos over the summer, so y'all be looking forward to that. But it was fun. This is the first time I've really hunted Florida, at least this section of public land, and I would like to say I learned a lot in 2 days. I mean, literally 2 afternoons of hunting. I've got some really good spots for next bow season. I'm probably going to spend some time down here next bow season, and I'm probably going to come back out with the muzzleloader next year about this time. So hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys are ready for what's coming up next to the channel, and always click the subscribe button if you haven't already. I don't know why you haven't. There's literally no reason not to. It's free. And plus you get to watch some crusty videos from a couple of dudes in the South. And yeah, you can go check out our merch if you want to. Some of that stuff looks pretty nice. I would really appreciate it if y'all did it, because it helps us out a little bit. Always remember to live life 25 high, and we'll catch you next time.